First reading. A reading from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 52, verses 13, 53, verses 12. Look, my servant will prosper, will grow great, will rise to great heights. As many people were aghast at him, he was so inhumanly disfigured that he no longer looked like a man. So many nations will be astonished and kings will stay tight-lipped before him, seeing what had never been told them, learning what they had not heard before. Hence, I shall give him a portion with the many, and he will share the body with the mighty, for having exposed himself to death, and for being counted as one of the rebellious, whereas he was bearing the sin of many and interceding for the rebellious. This is the word of Lord. Thanks be to God. Second reading. A reading from the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 14, verses 14 to 16, and chapter 5, verses 7 to 9. Since in Jesus, the Son of God, we have the supreme high priest who has gone through to the highest heaven, we must hold firm to our position of faith. For the high priest we have is not incapable of filling our weaknesses with us, but has been put to the test in exactly the same way as ourselves, apart from sin. Let us then have no fear in approaching the throne of grace to receive mercy and to find grace when we were in need of help. During his life on earth, he offered up prayer and entreaty with loud cries and with tears to the one who had the power to save him from death and winning a hearing by his reverence. He learnt obedience, son though he was, through his sufferings. When he had been perfected, he became for all who obey him the source of eternal salvation. This is the word of Lord. Thanks be to God. A reading from the Gospel according to John, chapter 18, verses 1 to 19, 44. After he had said all this, Jesus left with his disciples and crossed the Kidron valley, where there was a garden into which he went with his disciples. Judas, the traitor, knew the place also, since Jesus had often met his disciples there. So Judas brought the cohort to this place, together with guards sent by the chief priest and the Pharisees, all with lanterns and torches and weapons. Knowing everything that was to happen to him, Jesus came forward and said, "Who are you looking for?" They answered, "Jesus the Nazarene." He said, "I am he." Now Judas, the traitor, was standing among them. When Jesus said to them, "I am he," they moved back and fell on the ground. He asked them a second time, "Who are you looking for?" They said, "Jesus the Nazarene." Jesus replied, "I have told you that I am he. If I am the one you are looking for, let these others go." This was to fulfill the words he had spoken. "Not one of those you gave me have I lost." Simon Peter, who had a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant, cutting off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Jesus said to Peter, "Put your sword back in its scabbard. Am I not to drink the cup that the Father has given me?" The cohort and its tribune and the Jewish guards seized Jesus and bound him. They took him first to Annas.